Abanawa, Shabashimayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahawa, Malakwatka, Taba'a Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashimayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Kal Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawabwat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawabwati Nawa, Wala'a, Tabaya Nawa, Banasaya 1. Abo, Haushai Nawa, Mayan, Rai Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha Allah, Waha Tafa'aras, La'aiwalamium, Aman.
After this manner therefore pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, great glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakapadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the elect, pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth and truth and its sincerity. Alright, in this particular video, we're going to talk about Leviathan. Now, Leviathan actually plays a big role in the destruction of Esau and the other nations. Because when all hell is breaking loose and they try to hide at the bottom of the sea, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will sick Leviathan on them and he will bite them. You have some people out there, they don't believe Leviathan exists. So in this particular video, we're going to talk about Leviathan and prove his existence. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 49 and 52, and we read, Then didst thou ordain 2 living creatures, the one thou callest Enoch, and the other Leviathan, and didst separate the one from the other, for the 7th part, namely where the water was gathered together, might not hold them both. Unto Enoch thou gavest 1 part, which was dried up the 3rd day, that he should dwell in the same part, wherein are 1,000 hills. But unto Leviathan thou gavest the 7th part, namely the moist, and hast kept him to be devoured of whom thou wilt and when. When you look up that name Enoch, it means learned man, teacher, or dedicated. So this is talking about actual man, a human. When you go to blueletterbible.org and type in Leviathan, it says sea monster, dragon, a serpent, especially the crocodile or some other large sea monster, figuratively a constellation of the dragon. So you have a clear separation. One is human, the other is not. And then it goes further to say that they were separated. Enoch was given the dried up land, and Leviathan was given the moist, which is what? The seas. And it also says that the Lord has kept Leviathan to be devoured of whom thou wilt and when. So this means the Lord has Leviathan to sick him on whoever he wants and when. And we see this happening in the book of Amos. As a matter of fact, let's get that. This is the book of Amos, chapter 9 and 2 and 3, and we read, Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. Now verse 2 and 3 is explaining Esau or Edom, the elites, trying to hide from the destruction of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It says, though they dig into hell. Now that's talking about those deep underground military bases or dumps. Now these are underground cities that are built so when all hell is breaking loose, they can go under there and so-called escape judgment, which that's not going to work out. It goes further to say, though they climb up to heaven. Now this is talking about those space stations. Esau thinks he can go in a space station and avoid judgment. that's not going to work out as well. The Lord destroy them before he gets down here, most likely. It goes further to say, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel. Now this is talking about the mountains. Esau also has mountain bases that he will try to retreat to in the day of the destruction, and that's also not going to work out. Lastly, it says, and though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. Now how would they be hiding in the bottom of the sea? With these nuclear submarines. A nuclear submarine can be underwater for 25 years straight without refueling. So Esau would try to retreat to a luxury submarine, and he still won't escape the judgment. It said he will command the serpent to bite him. Now that serpent is talking about is, you guessed it, Leviathan. And he shall bite them, which means destroy them. Now that we're starting to see Leviathan is actually in the scriptures, we're going to end this with Job chapter 41. This is Job chapter 41, and we read, Canst thou draw out Leviathan with a hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Canst thou put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with the horn? Will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever? Wilt thou play with him as with a bird? Or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens? Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the merchants? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Lay thine hand upon him, remember the battle, do no more. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down, even at the sight of him? None is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? Who hath prevented me, that I should repay him? Whosoever is under the whole heaven is mine. I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Who can discover the face of his garment? Or who can come to him with his double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. His scales are his pride, shut up together as with a closed seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. They are joined one to another. They stick together, that they cannot be sundered. By his sneezing a light doth shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Out of his nostrils goeth smoke, as out of a seething pot or cauldron. His breath kindleth coals, and a flame goeth out of his mouth. And his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves. They cannot be moved. His heart is as firm as a stone, yea, as hard as a piece of the nether millstone. When he riseth up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breakings they purify themselves. The sword of him that layeth at him cannot hold, the spear, the dart, nor the habergeon. He esteemeth iron as straw, and brass as rotten wood. The arrow cannot make him flee. Slingshots are turned with him into stubble. Darts are counted as stubble. He laugheth at the shaking of a spear. Sharp stones are under him. He spreadeth sharp-pointed things upon the mire. He maketh the deep to boil like a pot. He maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. He maketh a path to shine after him. One would think the deep to be hoary. Upon the earth is not his like, who is made without fear. He beholdeth all high things. He is the king over all the children of pride. Well, there you have it. Proof that Leviathan is actually in the scriptures. So I hope this was edifying. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.